We have a large number of cars. We have millions of cars that will be able to operate autonomously. And I should say that it's a combination of a Tesla-owned fleet and also enabling Tesla owners.
Something strange is happening inside Tesla right now, and almost nobody is talking about the real story. For the first time in company history, Tesla just lost money compared to last year.
Tesla has lost its position as the world's biggest seller of electric vehicles.
Sales dropped. Cybertruck became a punchline.
Not once, but twice.
Oh, man. Not bad. Room for improvement.
And while everyone was watching the chaos on the surface, Elon Musk quietly made 7 moves that could decide whether he becomes the most powerful person on Earth or loses everything by the end of this year. The brain chip patient you were never supposed to meet. Let me start with something that happened just a few weeks ago, because this is where the story actually begins. In April of 2025, a man named Brad Smith posted a video on his social media account. Brad has ALS, which means his body has slowly stopped listening to him.
Brad Smith was diagnosed with ALS when he was just 37. Speaking slowly became more and more difficult for him until he became completely nonverbal.
He cannot speak. He cannot move his hands. He cannot type on a keyboard the way you and I can. And yet, somehow, Brad posted a complete video to the internet, edited it himself, and narrated it in a voice that sounded just like his own from before he got sick. He did all of this using only his thoughts. Brad became the 3rd human being on planet Earth to receive a Neuralink brain implant.
One with a brain-computer interface. The future is incredibly exciting. Neuralink is already wireless and iterating fast.
He was also the first person with ALS to get one, and the first nonverbal patient to use it. In his own words, typed directly from his brain, he said, "I am typing this with my brain. It is my primary communication. Ask me anything." I want you to sit with that for a second, because I think we have all become numb to headlines about Elon Musk. We see the tweets, we see the drama, we see the politics, and we forget that somewhere in a quiet research facility, a man who could not speak just got his voice back through a chip the size of a coin. By the middle of 2025, 5 patients had received the implant. There was Noland Arbaugh, the first, who said in an interview that he applied to the program by joking he wanted an Iron Man suit. There was Alex Toddling, who now uses the chip to design buildings in computer software. There was a military veteran called RJ, paralyzed in a motorcycle accident, who told doctors at the University of Miami that the chip gave him his purpose back. And here is what almost nobody is reporting. Neuralink is no longer a science experiment hiding in a Texas warehouse. The company quietly raised $650 million in June of 2025 at a valuation of $9 billion. Trials are now running in Canada, the United Arab Emirates, the United Kingdom, and across multiple American hospitals. Musk has said that the next product, called BlindSight, will try to restore vision to people who have been blind since birth. He has promised the first human implant of BlindSight by the end of this year. But here is the part that should make you stop scrolling. During the summer update of 2025, Musk said something that almost slipped past the cameras. He said that once the technology matures, a person with a Neuralink chip could mentally connect to one of his Optimus robots and inhabit it from across the world. Which brings me to the next strange thing happening inside Tesla. The robot army that was supposed to save Tesla. For 3 years, Elon Musk has been telling shareholders that humanoid robots are the future of Tesla. Not cars, not energy. Robots. He has said publicly that Optimus could one day represent 80% of the entire value of the company. So when Tesla released its earnings report at the end of January of 2026, the world was waiting for big news. Instead, Musk admitted something painful. 0 Optimus robots were doing useful work. 0. Not in factories, not in homes, not anywhere. The promise of building 10,000 robots in 2025 came and went. The Gen 3 reveal that was supposed to happen in the first quarter of this year got pushed to the middle of the year. And in a quiet move that almost nobody outside of Tesla watchers noticed, the company shut down production of the Model S and Model X on the 12th of May of 2026. Think about that. Tesla is killing 2 of the cars that built the brand, just to free up the factory floor in Fremont, so they can build robots there instead. I think this is the part that gets lost in the noise. Musk is not playing for next quarter. He is playing a longer game, one where Tesla stops being a car company entirely. The numbers tell the story. Tesla finished 2025 with revenue of about $94 billion, which sounds like a lot until you realize it was almost $3 billion lower than the previous year. This was the first time in the company's entire history that revenue went down instead of up. Cybertruck demand collapsed. European sales dropped because of Musk's political activity. Margins got squeezed by Chinese competitors selling better cars for less money. So now Tesla needs Optimus to work. Not eventually. This year. And meanwhile, the competition is already moving. A company called Figure has actual humanoid robots working inside a BMW factory in South Carolina right now, billing the automaker $25 per hour per robot. A Chinese company called Unitree shipped over 5,500 humanoids in 2025 and is filing for a public offering worth $580 million. Boston Dynamics revealed its new electric Atlas robot at the Consumer Electronics Show in January of 2026. Tesla is behind. Musk knows it. And he made a move to fix it that nobody expected. The quiet surrender to Nvidia. For years, Musk told the world that Tesla would never depend on outside chip makers. He talked endlessly about a project called Dojo, which was supposed to be Tesla's own supercomputer powered by Tesla's own chips, training Tesla's own artificial intelligence. In August of 2025, Musk killed it. He posted on his social media account that Dojo had become, in his own words, an evolutionary dead end. The team got disbanded. The lead engineer, Peter Bannon, walked out the door. About 20 engineers left to start their own company called Density AI. The $500 million facility in Buffalo, New York, got written off the books. This was a stunning reversal, and most people missed it because it happened in the middle of summer when news cycles slow down. But here is what Musk did next, and this is the part that should genuinely shake you. Just 2 weeks before he killed Dojo, Tesla signed a $16.5 billion contract with Samsung to manufacture Tesla's next chip, called AI-6, at a brand new factory in Taylor, Texas. The contract runs all the way through the end of 2033. Musk literally posted on social media that he would personally walk the factory floor to make sure the chips got made on time. He even joked that the factory was conveniently located not far from his house. At the same time, Musk's other artificial intelligence company, called XI, was building the largest supercomputer ever assembled. It sits in Memphis, Tennessee, and goes by the name Colossus. By the end of 2025, it had over 200,000 graphics processing units running inside it, all of them made by Nvidia. The same Nvidia that Musk supposedly wanted to break free from. And then, in January of 2026, Something happened that connected all of these pieces together. Tesla quietly invested $2 billion into XAI. A few weeks later, on the 2nd of February of 2026, SpaceX absorbed XAI completely. Think about what this means. Musk's three companies, Tesla, SpaceX, and XAI, are now one giant ecosystem. The artificial intelligence model that powers your future Tesla, that talks to your Optimus robot, that controls your Starlink satellite, that maybe one day connects to the chip in your brain. All of it runs through one set of hands. Which brings us to a small Texas town that almost nobody outside of Cameron County had heard of 2 years ago. The town that belongs to one man. On the 3rd of May of 2025, a vote took place at the southern tip of Texas. 212 people voted yes. 6 voted no. With that, a stretch of beach scrubland near the Mexican border officially became a city. The name of the city is Starbase. The mayor is a man named Bobby Peden, who happens to be a vice president at SpaceX. The 2 city commissioners both have ties to SpaceX as well. One of them is married to another SpaceX executive. So when I say this city belongs to Elon Musk, I am not being dramatic. I mean it literally. Starbase is the first time in modern American history that a major company has incorporated its own town and filled the government with its own employees. A few weeks after the vote, the Texas state legislature passed a bill giving Starbase the authority to close the local public beach for rocket launches. Before this, Cameron County controlled the beach. The county represented everyone, including local fishermen, surfers, and residents who had lived there for generations. After the bill passed, Starbase could shut the beach down whenever SpaceX needed to test a rocket. The first official beach closures from the new city government appeared in May of 2026. There is a state representative from San Antonio named Trey Martinez-Fisher who said on the floor of the Texas House that the people of Starbase are essentially a wholly owned subsidiary of SpaceX. A local environmental group called the South Texas Environmental Justice Network put it more simply. They said Boca Chica Beach was meant for the people, not for one man to control. But Musk is not slowing down. SpaceX is now building the largest rocket factory in the world at this site called Gigaby, with the goal of producing 10,000 Starships per year. The Federal Aviation Administration raised the launch limit from 5 rockets per year to 25. Critics argue that no private citizen should wield this level of authority over public land and local governance. For the families who have called this coastline home for decades, the question is no longer about rockets. It is about who America belongs to. You might wonder why this matters for the bigger story. The reason is that Starbase is the test case. If Musk can build a private city with his own laws, and his own beach closures and his own government, then everything he plans for the next decade becomes possible, including what he is doing at the very edge of military aviation. The Pentagon story. Everyone got wrong. There is a rumor going around online that Tesla and SpaceX are secretly building America's next-generation fighter jet. I have seen this rumor repeated in countless videos. I want to be honest with you. It is not true. In March of 2025, the Pentagon announced that Boeing won the contract to build the new American fighter called the F-47. The deal is worth more than $20 billion and covers at least 185 aircraft. The first flight is expected in 2028. Tesla is not involved. SpaceX is not involved. But here is where the real story gets interesting. And this is the part the rumor mongers missed. The Pentagon is changing how it fights wars in the sky. And a different Musk-connected company is right in the middle of it. A defense company called Anduril started by the same man who created the Oculus 5R headset. Just got the contract to build something called the Collaborative Combat Aircraft. These are unmanned drone wingmen that fly alongside human pilots. Anduril's drone, called the Fury, took its first flight on the 31st of October of 2025. Production began at a new factory in Ohio in March of 2026. The interesting twist is that the head of production at Anduril publicly said the factory uses less automation than Tesla because, in his words, excessive automation at Tesla hampered productivity. The man knew this because he used to work at Tesla. Meanwhile, the actual Musk connection to the Pentagon goes through SpaceX and XAI. SpaceX has racked up over $22 billion in government contracts, including a classified deal with the National Reconnaissance Office. In July of 2025, XAI signed a $200 million contract with the Defense Department to put Musk's artificial intelligence model called Grok inside the Pentagon's network. So while everyone was distracted by fighter jet rumors, Musk was quietly putting his artificial intelligence inside America's most secretive intelligence apparatus. This matters because China is moving fast. In December of 2024, China flew two next-generation fighter prototypes called the J-36 and the J-50. American defense officials have publicly admitted that China might field these aircraft before the United States gets the F-47 into service. The race is on, and Musk knows that whoever controls the artificial intelligence wins. The battery lie. There is a story floating around that Tesla is about to release a 1,000-kilometer battery in 2026. I want to address this honestly because the truth is the opposite. Tesla is currently struggling with its batteries. The 4680 cell program, which was supposed to revolutionize the industry, has fallen short of its original promises. A South Korean supplier called L&F had a $2.9 billion contract with Tesla for battery materials. In December of 2025, that contract got reduced to $7,386. That is not a typo. It went down by 99.9%. Worse, Tesla quietly swapped the batteries in its European Model Y to the 4680 cells in May of 2026. The result was that the range dropped from 661 kilometers to 609 kilometers on the same car. Customers noticed. At the 2025 shareholder meeting, Musk admitted that the new battery manufacturing process turned out to be way harder than expected. So where is the real battery revolution happening? It is happening in Japan, South Korea, and China. Toyota plans to commercialize solid-state batteries by 2027. Samsung is targeting 900 watt-hours per liter with charging speeds under 10 minutes. A company called QuantumScape, backed by Volkswagen, has lab samples reaching 844 watt-hours per liter. Tesla has no public solid-state battery program. None. I think this is important to mention because we are all bombarded with hype. And sometimes the honest answer is that the leader of yesterday is not the leader of tomorrow. Musk built the electric car industry. That is a fact. But the next chapter of batteries might not have his name on it, which makes the final piece of his plan even more interesting. The trillion-dollar bet. Everything I have just described connects to one shareholder vote that happened on the 6th of November of 2025. Tesla's board offered Musk a new compensation package. If he hits all 12 performance milestones over the next decade, he gets 423 million shares of Tesla stock. That is roughly 12% of the entire company. At the high end, the package is worth close to $1 trillion. The milestones include things like delivering 1 million Optimus robots, reaching specific market value targets, and rolling out fully autonomous vehicles at scale. None of it is easy. All of it requires the 7 moves I just walked you through to succeed at the same time. The Neuralink chip needs to scale. The Optimus robot needs to actually work. The Samsung chip deal needs to deliver results. Starbase needs to keep growing without political backlash. The XAI artificial intelligence needs to stay ahead of Google and OpenAI. The battery problems need to get solved. The Pentagon contracts need to expand. If even half of these things happen, Musk becomes the first trillionaire in human history. If they fail, Tesla shrinks back into being just another car company, and the empire starts to unwind. This is why everything you are seeing in 2026 matters. Musk is not chasing headlines. He is racing against his own promises, with the largest financial bet in corporate history sitting on the table. The strange thing is that almost nobody is watching this race honestly. The fans see only the wins. The critics see only the failures. The truth lives somewhere in the middle, and the next 12 months will tell us which side was closer to reality. And the world, whether it admits it or not, is watching. So I want to hear from you in the comments below. Do you think Musk pulls this off and becomes a trillionaire? Or do you think the whole empire starts cracking before the year is out?